Today I've got a bit more of an intense flow. It's a mobility flow, but it's doing a lot of single leg work, so we'll be balancing quite a bit. So quite strenuous, quite tough, but really good fun. Even if you're a beginner, you can still give it a go, pause it when you need to, you can have a bit of a rest and join back in when you're ready. So we're going to start straight away on all fours. So as you know, I like to progressively move through a flow, starting down, working our way up, and then working our way back down. So we're going to come onto all fours to begin. So into quadruped. I want us to tuck our toes underneath here, really press into the ground, hugging the belly and the rib cage in. And we're going to start by lengthening the left leg back. Press those toes into the ground and start to really firm up through your left glute. We're hugging the belly in here, so we keep it nice and strong, keeping the spine supported. And we'll just start to lift the left leg. Slowly drawing the heel in towards you, so you've got that foot in flexion, so you're pulling the toes towards the knee. We'll just start to pulse. So when I get our glutes fired on, super, super important, but we use our glutes and they fire effectively and efficiently when we're coming into a lot of single leg balance work. And we're going to lift the leg and squeeze it there. And I just want you to open the leg out to the left. And then back to centre. Try not to bend into your right elbow. Move the knee out. It's tough. And to centre. And once more, bring it out. And to centre. Keep squeezing that glute. See if you can lift the leg a little bit higher. Pull the heel in. But then start to lengthen the leg out. So we're contracting through the hamstring. It can get crampy, just to warn you. Keep the leg as high as you can here. And then slowly pull that heel in, like you're moving through honey. So you've got that like substance that you're fighting against to add resistance. Slowly lengthen away. And slowly in. And once more, slowly away. Hold it there. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze through the glute. And pull all the way in. Now we're going to press into our right tuck toes. We're going to hover the knee. And just keep that leg lifted. Hold it there for 3, 2, 1. And release. Inhale, lower the belly, lift the chest, relax the shoulders. Now send the hips back to the heels. And then exhale, come forward, round the spine, chin to chest. And again, sit the hips back. Inhale, come forward, drop the belly, lift the chest, send the hips back. Exhale to round, chin to chest, then again, sit back. Inhale, come back to neutral, keeping those toes tucked again. And this time we'll lengthen our right leg back. Again, begin to firm up through the glute, nice and strong through the core, and we'll lift the leg. Pull the heel in, flexing the foot, we'll start to pulse. Now keep the leg as high as you can, hold it there. We're going to open out to the right and to centre. And again, out to centre, and again, out and to centre. Now keep that leg lifted, like I said, slightly moving through some kind of sticky substance, that resistance, lengthen out, and then slowly pull in. And again, lengthen out, and in, and once more out, and in. Now pressing into those tuck toes, we'll hover, hold it there. 3, 2, 1, and release. Come into child's pose for a moment, flip the palms up to let the shoulders relax and breathe. Final breath. Now palms come back down. We're going to inhale and come onto our forearms. We're going to start to broaden between the shoulder blades and draw your belly, rib cage and chest in. Basically going to do what we've just done, but again. So we're going to tuck the toes underneath. Let the head release and lift the hips. So we've got slightly more demand on our upper body here as we work through the hamstring and get the glutes on. So we're going to start to lengthen our left leg up. Bend into the knee, pull the heel in towards you and lift that thigh as high as you can and just pulse. Small, small movements. You can keep a nice buoyancy in the right knee. Now keep the leg lifted, hold it there, And start to slowly lengthen the leg out, keeping that hamstring contracted. It might not straighten completely, and that's okay. Keep drawing the belly, the rib cage, the chest in as you slowly draw the heel back towards you. 2 more times. Slowly lengthen away. And back in. And again away. And back in. Now we're going to open out to the side. Just shift it over and back in. Again, shift the leg out to the left and back in. Now for the last one, lengthen the leg up and then move it out. We're going to hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to centre and release. Straight over to the other side. Right leg lifts. Take a bend and pulse. Again, keep a softness about that left knee if you need to. Then lifting the thigh, we'll hold it there. Slowly lengthen. And slowly close. Keep it going. It's fiery. I'm on fire. Lengthen it out. And back in. And again, out. And back in. Now keep that hamstring contracted. We'll move the leg out to the right. Feel it into the glutes and back. And again, out. And back, lengthen the leg, we'll open out and we'll hold for 5, 3, 2, 1. Back to centre, release, drop to the knees, take your child's pose again, flip the palms up, let the shoulders relax, breathe here. Whew. It's fiery. Let everything soften, final 2 breaths. Now, as you inhale, we're going to make our way up onto all fours, but then tucking your toes underneath you. Just begin to elevate your hips for downward facing dog. Keep the knees nice and buoyant. Start to really send the hips back. As you press into the hands, think about drawing your belly, your rib cage, and your chest in. We're going to take an inhale and we're going to lift our left leg up. Really start to lengthen it away. Don't drop into the shoulders, don't let go of the abdomen. And then softening the right knee, we're going to take a hop. This can be little or large. You can do really little ones, or you can really make it expressive. If you have a handstand practice, maybe kicking up into a handstand. Couple more. And then when you're ready to do so, we're going to step the left foot through to the hands. Inhale. Come all the way up for crescent. Gather yourself. First time we've been the right way up. So root the tailbone down, squeeze your inner thighs together. Inhale, find length. And then as you exhale, we're going to draw the right thigh in as we transfer onto our single leg. Good. Step all the way back. Inhale. Exhale, knee comes in. Inhale to step back. Exhale, draw in, squeeze in through that glute, inhale. And exhale, so we're going to switch it up. Inhale, send the leg back, but maybe don't touch the toes down. And exhale up. If it's too hard, hands can come to the hips. Inhale back. Exhale up. Inhale back, hold it there. Squeeze into the glutes. Then as you exhale, come all the way up, draw the knee into the chest. We'll lengthen the leg in front and hold for 5, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee. Start to open the leg out to your right and lengthen, hold it there. 3, 2, 1, and back into center. Now we're going to lengthen the leg back in front, keep it a little bit lower, arms can reach. We'll come all the way down for a pistol squat. Hover, then come all the way back up. Now if that isn't an option for you, we've got 2 more, you can do a little baby one. So a little sit back and up. 1 more, sit back and up. Let's do 1 more for good luck. Sit back and come up. Start to send that leg behind. Your left leg's going to be on fire by now. Coming into half moon. Left hand comes down to the floor. If you have access to a block, maybe using that now. Right hand maybe staying to the hip. Option to lengthen the arm up, breathe. Last breath. And then slowly coming back to the top of the mat, crossing your right ankle over the left thigh. We're going to sit back. Figure 4. So get the weight back into the hips. Maybe you can fall, bringing your hands to the ground. Again, your ankle might be on fire, so give it a shake if needs be. And just allow that right glute to open. Maybe you stay here. For those with a hand balance practice, it's a really nice opportunity to get on your hands. Final 2 breaths. And then when you're ready to do so, we'll step back into a plank. Drop the knees. Then as you exhale, slowly lower onto the belly. Reach the hands either side of the hips. Inhale, lift for our variation of locust. Exhale, plant the hands, tuck the toes for downward facing dog. Big inhale. And then open the mouth and let it all out. And again, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lengthen the right leg up. Press into the hands, draw the belly, rib cage and chest in and start to hop. Take as many or as little as you want. Then you're welcome to try and come up into a handstand. If you have to cartwheel out, that's okay. It's all okay, just have a play. And then when you're ready to do so, we'll step the right foot through. Start to squeeze the inner thighs together. Inhale to come up. Root the tailbone down, squeeze into those glutes, hugging the belly, rib cage and chest in. Arms are lengthening, breathe. Final breath. So we'll take a nice big inhale. Exhale, transfer the weight to the right leg, left knee draws in. Inhale to step back. Exhale to come in. Now keep it going. If it's too much, slow it down. Bring the hands to the hips if you need to, whatever suits. Couple more. And again, now maybe switching it up a notch, hovering that back leg. Like a single leg squat or deadlift. So we hinge back. Now finishing with the knee into the chest, hold it there. And see if you can start to lengthen your left leg all the way in front. Hold it for 5, 3, 2, 1, and pull in. Open the knee out to the left. That might be enough. Maybe you can lengthen for 5, 3, 2, 1, hand back to center. Lengthen the leg in front, 3 pistol squats. Again, if you can't go down, a little bend. And up. Bend. And up. Last one. Bend. And come up. We'll make our way straight into half moon. Right hand comes down to the floor, maybe a block, left hand to the hip or up to the ceiling. Stack those hips. Find length through the crown of the head, all the way to the tailbone. And then slowly softening into that right knee, we'll come back to the top of the mat. Crossing left ankle over the right thigh, and we'll sit back for figure 4. So if you can't fold all the way down, but you need to open further, just use your left hand to apply a gentle weight to the thigh. Or again, maybe coming all the way down with hands to the floor. If you want to give that ankle a shake up, please do. If hand balancing is part of your practice, you can get off the feet by coming onto your hands. And then when you're ready to do so, stepping straight back to downward facing dog first. Big inhale. And exhale. And then inhale, roll through the spine to come forward to plank. And exhale and lower. Inhale, lift the chest, relax the shoulders. And exhale for downward facing dog. Now as we inhale, we'll lift the left leg up. And we'll step the foot forward, just ever so slightly in front of the right. Right foot lengthens up. Step it forward in front of the left. Keep it going all the way to the top. Until you get to a place where you can forward fold. Soften the knees, let the head go. Take a breath. And then slowly rolling all the way up to standing. As you inhale, arms are going to come straight up overhead. And we're going to make our way into tree pose. So we're going to bring right foot to the inside of the left leg. If arms overhead is too much, bring the hands to heart center or maybe to the hips. If you need to assist in bringing that foot to the inside of the thigh, then please do. Now wherever you are, find that balance. Again, we're utilizing this left glute and this standing leg to help stabilize. Maybe starting to reach your gaze up to the ceiling or the sky. Just finding that rootingness through the lower body, but that lightness through the top. 2 more breaths. Last breath. Now we'll leave our left arm where it is. We're going to bring our right hand down to the left thigh. Soften the left knee and start to reach the right leg behind for a version of Warrior 3. Squeezing into your left glute, finding length through the left arm and the right leg. 1 more breath. And then taking a big step back with the right foot, we'll open for Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Flip the left palm up, reach forward, then reverse. So then inhale to come up and exhale to come over. Inhale up, exhale reverse. Inhale up and exhale over. Now leaving your left elbow on the thigh, we'll bring our right hand to the hip. Look down to your left big toe. We're going to step our right foot forward. We're going to start to come into our bent leg half moon. It's a challenge. Again, utilize that left glute. You're welcome to stay here or maybe taking a bend into the right knee and maybe binding right hand to right foot. Breathe. And then slowly we'll make our way up. Keep hold of that foot. If you haven't got your foot, you're going to make your way to the top of the mat, bending the right knee to then take the bind like that lovely quad stretch you've done in gym class. Left arm goes up. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you can start to open into your dancer. Find your drishti. I know it's tough on this single leg. Maybe you can come all the way down for sugarcane. Final 3 breaths wherever you are. And then slowly we'll release and we'll take a forward fold. Soften the knees, let the head release, shake everything out, wiggle the hips, wiggle the head. And then when you're ready, slowly roll up. As you inhale, arms come up overhead. Coming back into tree pose, again any variation, just make your way there. Whether the arms stay to the hips, the heart center, or lengthen up. Gaze maybe to the floor, at eye level, maybe up to the ceiling. And for those challenging further, closing your eyes. Two more breaths. Now slowly we're going to bring left hand onto the right thigh. We'll lean forward, reaching with the right hand, and the left leg's going to go back for our slightly bent leg version of our Warrior 3. Get as long as you can through the arm and the leg. Breathe. And then when you're ready to do so, we'll take a big step back to open for Virabhadrasana 2. Root the tailbone down, squeeze into the glutes. Weight is through the thighs. Flip the right palm up, reach forward. As we exhale, we'll reverse. Inhale to come up. And exhale to come over. Inhale, up. Exhale, reverse. And inhale, up. Exhale, over. Pause there. Left hand comes to the left hip. We'll look down to the right big toe as we step the left foot forward. So again, bent leg, half moon. Send the weight into the right foot, squeeze into the glute. See if you can lift that left leg. Now you might stay here, or you might go for the bind. So you have to slowly bend that left knee, reaching back with the left hand to grab the foot or ankle. It's a challenge. No challenge, no change. You know my cheesy quotes. Breathe, breathe, breathe. But it doesn't matter if you fall. Now slowly we're going to come up to standing, making our way into dancer. So for those that didn't take the bind, come up to Tadasana, bend your left knee, taking hold of the foot with the hand, right arm reaches up to the ceiling, and we'll start to reach. Soften the right knee as much as you need to, and maybe you stay here, or maybe you bring the right hand down to really open into that sugar cane. Final 3 breaths. And then gently releasing to forward fold. We're going to really bend the knees here. Shake out the ankles first if needed. We're going to take our first 2 fingers and thumb to our big toes. Connect the belly with the thighs and just start to lengthen the tailbone up. Bending the elbows, maybe gently draw the chest down, but prioritize keeping length through the spine rather than how deep you fold. And then softening the knees, inhale, lengthen the spine, and just alternatively pick up the heels. Up and down quite quickly, keep the chest forward, relax the shoulders. And then softening the knees, inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath. Now as you inhale, lengthen the arms up, let's flush the body out. Exhale, send the hips back to fold. We'll lean into the hands and you can walk, step or hop back to plank. Exhale and lower, maybe hover. Inhale, lift the chest, relax the shoulders, and exhale for downward facing dog. We've got one final flow for each side. Inhale, lengthen the left leg up, take a bend into the knee and stack the hips open. But then as you inhale, I want you to bring that knee forward towards the left wrist. So we're going to take pigeon. So you can begin to send the right leg back, square off the hips and shoulders, and when you're ready, begin to fold. Now we're just here for about 5-10 breaths. It's not a very long time for pigeon. Just start to soften into it, come back to that intentional breathing. Enjoying that moment to pause. It's not often you will enjoy pigeon, but with a flow like this, and it's very demanding on the legs, the ankles, and your balance. Sometimes it's nice to feel nice and rooted and somewhere where you can really soften. Final breath. Now slowly coming up onto the hands. So a bit tricky transition. We're going to tuck our right toes underneath. We're going to come into a pelvic stability drill. So we're going to lift off your right knee. Start to squeeze into the glutes. So we're coming into a one-legged plank with our left knee bent. So we're going to pick up the left leg, keep the knee bent, but bring the knees side by side. Press away from the floor, draw the belly and rib cage in. Now we're going to drop the left knee underneath the left hip, like we're coming onto all fours. As you do so, squeeze through the right glute and lift the right leg. Nothing changes through the body. Keep the core strong. Pelvis doesn't twist or lift. Right foot comes down. Keep stable through the pelvis. Press into the hands. Left knee lifts to come in line with the right leg. We're going to keep that going. Left knee down. right leg lifts, right leg down, left knee lifts. Go as fast or as slow as you want, but I want it to be controlled. Should be difficult. Keep breathing. Just a couple more. Now leaving that left knee down, we're going to lift the right leg as we twist open for a modified side plank. Pick up through the side of the waist, squeeze into the glute. Breathe here. And now step your right foot behind you slightly, and we're going to open into a bit of a modified wild thing. You can swivel that left foot. Now we're going to make our way to face the back of the mat. So drop your hips down. So your gaze is facing the back of the mat. Left leg is going to keep lifted. And we're going to come down onto our back with a nice bend in the right knee. We're going to pulse the hips, single leg bridge. Keep it going. Keep strong through the core. Keep that rib cage knitting in. Try and keep the knees in line. Now up and hold it there. And then release the hips down. We're going to sit up, keeping that leg lifted. Now turn to your left, plant the hands, and we'll come back for three-legged dog. Left leg is lifted. Take a nice big inhale in through the nose. And then out through the mouth. Inhale, come forward into plank. And then exhale and lower, maybe hover. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale for downward facing dog. Final flow. Inhale, right leg lifts. Take a bend into the knee, stack your hips open. And then as you inhale, right knee comes forward to the wrist. And we'll come down into pigeon. Again, using this with these next 5-10 breaths to soften again. Allow the heart rate to slow, the breath to slow. Take those big, full breaths. When flow's challenged for your body, and it's really hard to be mindful and to be present. So sometimes you have to do these flows many, many times to be able to really feel into the postures, especially some of these movements are new. So if you feel today that this is way out of your depth, keep at it. Break it down, and eventually you'll be doing it without even having to think. Final 2 breaths. And then slowly making our way back up onto our hands. Again, we'll tuck the left toes underneath, lifting that left knee. We're coming into that one leg plank. So we're going to lift that right leg, keeping the knees together, the knees and that right knee is bent. Bring the right knee down underneath the hip. Left leg lifts, firm up through the glute. Don't dump weight in the lower back, keep pressing away from the floor. Left toes down, right knee lifts, right knee down, left leg lifts, left leg down, right knee lifts, right knee down, left leg lifts. Keep it going. Now we'll finish with that right knee down. We're going to open into our side plank, so squeeze into the glutes, maybe lifting that left leg. Breathe here, firm up through the glutes, keep the core nice and strong, that nice neutral pelvis. Then we'll step the left foot behind. You can swivel the right foot behind as well, and just drive the hips with that extension, lifting the chest, lifting the gaze. And then reach your left hand to the back of the mat. We're going to make our way down, lengthen your right leg out, keep it off the floor and come all the way onto your back. We'll come into that single leg bridge. Squeezing into that left glute. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then we'll get up and we will hold. 3, 2, 1. Lower the hips, reach the arms, try and use your strength to come up. Turn to your right, plant the hands, pick up that left leg, lengthening it up to the ceiling. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale and lower. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale for downward facing dog. We'll drop onto the knees, come onto your back, and begin to draw the knees into the chest. And we'll just gently rock side to side. And then reaching the arms out either side of you with a 90-degree angle in the knees. We'll drop the legs over to the left, turning your head to the right. Maybe starting to close the eyes now. And then inhale to center. Exhale, drop the knees over to the right as you turn your head to the left. And then slowly coming back to center before finding a more comfortable resting pose. Make any last minute adjustments. If you are someone that does struggle to be still, especially after a flow like that, it's really important to allow yourself that rest. So you can stay here as little or as long as you want, but I want you to just take a moment to reflect. Reflect on the challenges. Maybe it was too easy. Reflect on how your body feels right now. Is it tired? Is it energized? Is it sore? Does it feel the same? There's no right or wrong. And just let the body melt. It's okay to let go. It's okay to do nothing. In fact, sometimes it's important to do nothing. And every time your mind wanders from the present moment, come back to your breath time and time again until you're ready to start waking the body up. Namaste.